Just imagine being able to send every single one of your leads and prospects a unique email follow-up sequence that speaks directly to their interests, needs, and desires. This is where we're going to set up today. And just think about how much more deals and sales you can generate when you can create this type of personalization. AI is the technology that allows us to create these personalizations at scale. And if you're a business owner, you need to be utilizing this technology to generate more sales. Instead of sending a bland cookie cutter email template that's the same that goes out to every single person on your list, now you can send unique emails based on what you know about that prospect or lead. You're going to generate so much more sales when you have a system like this in place. If you're new to my channel, hi, my name is Helena, and we talk about everything AI and automations here. So please make sure you like and subscribe. I would really appreciate that. Also, we're going to be using a tool called GoHighLevel to set everything up. There is going to be a link below where you can get a free trial to GHL. And additionally, I have a free AI and automations course, and the link is in the description below as well. If you want to dive more into this topic and learn more about it, please take my free course. With that being said, let's dive in. Okay, so the first thing that we need to do is compile all of the information that we know about our customers or leads. This could be through a opt-in form that you have on your website, surveys that you send out to your mailing list, or existing information that you already have about your leads that's stored in your CRM system. And once you have compiled all of this information, you want to put it all into one place. So right now I have all of my information here stored in this demo Google Sheet. And as you can see, I have the name, email, website, and LinkedIn. And for security purposes, I can only show you my information, but you can imagine this sheet being hundreds, if not thousands of rows long. And once we have all of the information we have about our leads or prospects, then we're ready to do the next step, which is the personalization. Now, before we move on, I just want to say that these fields are not the only fields that you can create personalizations on. For example, if you are running an e-commerce store, these columns could be the products that your customers have purchased in the past. If you're a personal trainer, these columns could be the starting weight, the desired weight, and their reason for wanting to lose weight. In our example here, let's just suppose that we only have the website and LinkedIn of this prospect, and we're trying to sell this prospect AI services, and we're going to create a unique email sequence for every single person that is on this spreadsheet. So once we have our data, the second step would be to create these automated emails that's personalized to every single prospect that is on your sheet. And we're going to use a tool called make.com to do this. It's an automation tool that allows us to create these AI personalizations at scale. You can get started for absolutely free, and the link is also in the description below. So once you have signed up for an account, you want to go up here and click on create new scenario. This is going to take you to a blank canvas. Make.com is a completely no-code automation tool that can tell you what the steps of your automation is in a very visual way. So the first thing is we need to select our trigger, and our trigger in this case will be Google Sheets. Depending on how you want to set up this automation, this trigger could also be the opt-in form that you set up on your website. So as soon as someone opts in, these customized emails will be created and the sequence will be sent out to them at the time frame that you want it to be sent out. And for our example here, I'm going to select Watch New Row on my Google Sheet, and I'm going to select the spreadsheet that we have just created here. Okay, once I have selected the spreadsheet that we have just created, I'm going to select the sheet, which is just one sheet on that whole spreadsheet, and I'm going to change the limit to 1, and I'm going to press OK. Now that I have all of the information from that row pulled from Google Sheet, now I need to write the customized emails. And in our example, let's suppose that we want to send out a 3-part email sequence. Now we need to use AI to start writing email 1, email 2, then email 3. You can use any large language model to create this. So you can use Perplexity, you can use Claude, you can use OpenAI, and in our example here, we're going to use OpenAI. So I'm going to search for the OpenAI module from the list and I'm going to select OpenAI, and then I'm going to select create a completion. If this is your first time connecting your OpenAI account to make.com, you will need to get your API key. In order to get your API key, go to platform.openai.com/API-key, and you will be prompted to enter in your credit card information before you are able to generate an API key. OpenAI will charge you for usage, and the price depends on how much you use. Currently, if you use the latest model, which is GPT-4o, it is $5 for 1 million tokens of input or $15 for 1 million tokens of output. And one token equals roughly 4 to 5 characters. And once you get your OpenAI API key from the website, you would just press add here, put in your key, and you're all good to go. I have already done so. Now, once you have your key entered, you're ready for the next step. In the model, I'm going to select the latest model, which is GPT-4o, and you want to use GPT-4o, especially if you are personalizing based on a link such as website or LinkedIn URL, because GPT-4o currently is the only model that allows you to access the web in real time. After I selected my model, I'm going to now select my message. For the role, I'm going to select user, and for the message content, this is where I put in my prompt. Okay, I have finished writing my prompt here, and as you can see, I told AI that you are a world-class email copywriter and you're reaching out to different business owners to see if they are interested in implementing AI and automations in their business. Then I told it to write a personalized email to that business owner based on the specifics of their business, as well as the industry and background that they have. Then I gave AI the information about their website and LinkedIn, and I told it to not write more than 3 sentences and end with a call to action to book a call. And you can get this exact prompt in my school community. The link is also in the description below as well. Okay, so after I have written in this email, I actually went and tested it just to make sure it's working. And this is the output right over here. You can see, hey, Helena, I've been following Product Camp's impressive journey and believe AI and automation can amplify your operations and customer experience. Could we schedule a quick call to explore how our services can align with your goals? Best wishes, Helena. So this email is turning out pretty good. I'm pretty happy with it. Now I'm ready to move on to step number 2. Before I do so, I'm just going to rename this email 1 so that I can track off which module is which, and it will just make it easier for me to organize my work as I'm building this automation. So step number 2 is we're now going to send a follow-up email to this prospect if they don't reply, and I can do so by opening up another OpenAI module here. Repeat the same process by selecting GPT-4o as our model. In the messages, I'm going to select user as our role, and here I'm going to put in my prompt. Okay, so I have put in my prompt for the second email here. I told AI to reference the first email as well as take a look at the prospect's website and LinkedIn to write this follow-up email. And of course, to keep the email no more than 3 sentences and have a call to action at the end. Of course, you can get this exact prompt in my school community below. I'm just going to rename this email 2, and let's run it and see what the result is once we do so. It's been about a minute and our automation finished running. So let's take a look at what email 2 looks like here. And as we can see here, the email says, I understand challenges in product management, especially given your impressive background in scaling tech solutions. AI automations can enhance product camps by reducing manual tasks and improving decision-making accuracy, empowering your team to focus on strategy. Can we please book a call to discuss further? To improve the results of these emails, you could also get more and more specific with your prompt. You can even give it specific examples of what you want these emails to look like so that AI can write in your tone of voice as well. Now that we finished email 2, let's now repeat the process and do email 3. Okay, so I have repeated the same process that we used for email 1 and 2. I selected GPT-4o as our system. I selected user as a role, and then I put in my prompt here, and I just just told AI, this is the final email. So add some urgency to this final email now. And I told it what I wrote for email 1 and 2. Then I gave it some additional parameters to keep in mind. Again, you can get this prompt in my school community below. I gave it the maximum token of 1,000. I'm just going to press OK. After I do so, I'm going to save and run it to see what all 3 of these emails look like. Okay, now that we have all of our customized emails ready, we're now ready to move on to step number 3, where we need to get all of these emails into GoHighLevel so that they can be sent out in an email sequence. So to do so, the first thing that we need to do is to connect to our GoHighLevel account. We're going to search for high-level lead connector as our module inside of Make. And the next thing is we need to figure out whether the contact that we are sending this email to already exists in our CRM or customer relationship management system or not. So we're going to look for the search contact module here, and we're going to put in the email address of this person to see if they already exist in our GoHighLevel account. So we're going to input in the email address that we got from the Google Sheet in this case. And again, just to reiterate, we can use any kind of opt-in form as the trigger here, CRM or Google Sheet as the trigger here. This whole system is totally customizable to suit the funnel that you want to run, whether it's a webinar funnel, a book a call funnel, a product funnel, this will work for you. Okay, so once we have our email here, I'm going to limit this to just one result because I shouldn't have the same email more than once in my CRM system. Oh, and if this is your first time connecting to GoHighLevel, then click Add up here and you can select the connection type. You want to select OAuth 2.0 and click Save. And then it's going to prompt you to sign into your GoHighLevel account. And if you don't have one, then simply use the link below to get your free trial. When you use the link below, you will also get a free AI chatbot as well that you won't get if you use any other link to get the GoHighLevel account. Now you want to select allow access to all of your sub accounts and enable future installations, then press proceed. I have already done so my account is already connected here, and I'm going to put in the email here again and put the limit to 1. Now that HighLevel is searching whether this contact already exists in my CRM or not, the next thing I want to do is create a router. What the router is going to do is basically it creates an if-else statement. If this contact exists, then it's going to take this route. If the contact doesn't exist, then it's going to take the following route. So I'm going to actually click on the gear icon here on the branch, which allows me to actually set up my condition and set up this filter. I'm going to label this contact exist because this will allow me to quickly see what this filter is for. This is just a label for yourself, basically. And what I want to say here is whether or not the email address that was returned from the search contacts module exists or not. So the condition is if the email address that we just searched for exists, this means that this contact exists, okay? And if this contact exists, then what we want to do is we want to update this contact with the information that we just generated to personalize their experience. If the contact doesn't exist, then we need to create a new contact and put in all of the personalization emails that we have just created. Now, one thing we need to do before we can do so is actually to log into your GoHighLevel account, and it will look like this. You'll get your dashboard and you want to go down to settings, then scroll down until you see custom fields. And this is where we need to create 3 custom fields for email 1, email 2, and email 3. To do so, click on Add Field here at the top, and we want to select multi-line and press Next. Then I'm going to call this field email 1, and you need to select the group that it belongs to. You can organize your GHL account however you want to, so you can create as many groups as you want to. You can even create a group just for personalized emails, just to keep all of these custom fields in organized fashion. I'm going to put it under the additional information folder in my GHL account, and I'm going to call this field contact 1. Then I'm going to do the same for email 2 and email 3. Okay, as you can see here, I have created 3 fields, one called email 1, one called email 2, and one called email 3. Now I can go back into Make and send the information that's supposed to be in email 1, 2, and 3 back into GHL and attach it to the appropriate contact. So back in Make, I'm going to select the high level connector here. And because this branch here is for when contact exists, then inside of the high level module, I'm going to select update a contact. And from here, I am going to fill in all of the information about this contact here. Because this contact exists, I can get their contact ID from the search module that we were just in, and all of their name, email, then in this case doesn't need to be updated. You could feel free to enter it again, but it will give the same result. What's important here is you scroll down to the bottom and find the three custom fields that you just created. One for email 1, one for email 2, one for email 3. And by the way, even if you want to customize this flow to just be one custom email or just one line of custom email, you can do so. You can even use this to create 10 different customized emails. So this whole system is totally flexible. So just use the principles that you learned through this tutorial to customize it for your business to suit your funnel. Okay, so inside the email 1, we need to input the outputs that was from ChatGPT. So I'm going to select email 1 module from OpenAI. I'm going to expand on choices, then expand on message, and input the content of email 1 right inside of the email 1 field. And I'm going to do the same for email 2. I'm going to expand on choices. I'm going to expand on message and put the content of email 2 inside of the email 2 field. Then I'm going to do the same for email 3, and this will allow me to now have customized emails sent out to all of my leads. I hope you're seeing where I'm going with this. Because this contact already exists, this means that the inside of my GHL account, I already know this person's name, email, etc. But it's up to you. You could enter it again. It shouldn't make a difference here. So once I'm done, I'm just going to press OK. And if the contact does not exist, now we're going to create the filter for that. And we can set up this filter and we can to call it contact does not exist. And the condition here would be when we use the search module from GHL, the email address that we search for does not exist. Okay, and then we're going to press OK. And if the contact doesn't exist, what we're going to do is select the high-level lead connector module, and we're going to create a new contact. We're going to select create a new contact, and now we have to fill in all of the information about this lead. So we're going to input their email, which we got from the Google spreadsheet. In this case, again, you can use any opt-in form from your website as well. Phone number if you have that, and you can fill in their name, gender, address, website, and company name if they have given that to you. We have the website information. And what's important is you want to go down to your custom fields and fill in what you want email 1 to say, email 2 to say, email 3 to say, okay? So again, I'm going to go to the OpenAI module, expand on choices, expand on message, and enter in the content that's supposed to be in email 1. I'm going to do the same thing for email 2 here, expand on choices, expand on message, put in the content of email 2, and then finally do the same for email 3, expand on choices, message, and content. And now I'm all ready to go. Now that the information is sent back to GHL, we need to create our email automation inside of GoHighLevel. So what we need to do is go into GoHighLevel and select on Automations tab. And from here, we can select a brand new automation. So click Create Workflow and start from scratch. And now we can create our whole automation here. Okay, once we have started a new workflow instead of GoHighLevel, we'll be taken to a blank canvas that looks like this. And as you can see, it looks somewhat similar to Make.com. And all of these automation tools, once you know the basics of it, even if they change the UI, you'll still be able to find your way around it. So the first thing we need to do is set up our trigger, just like in Make.com, and then we have to set up the steps of our automation. Our trigger here will be when the email 1 field of the contact has been populated populated. So we're going to search for contact change as our work trigger here. And what's going to change is the new custom field that we have just created. Inside of the filters here, I'm going to search for email 1, and I'm going to set the operator to has changed. And I'm going to save this trigger. So essentially, whenever that field gets populated, that tells GHL that AI has finished writing the customized personalized email for that contact and to start this whole automation here. So once we have our trigger, it's time to now figure out the next actions to do. And we wanted to actually send out that email. So inside of the actions, we're going to select send email. And this is where we can actually put in the customized email that we had just written. All you need to do is click on the custom values here, search for email 1, which is the field that we just named. And we're going to click on email 1. And now this contact is going to be sent the personalized email that you have just written. Okay, after you've done this, make sure you save the action at the bottom and press the plus button here again. And you want to space these 3 emails out. You can choose how you want to space it out. Just look for the wait module here, and you can select whether you want to wait by a certain number of hours or a certain number of days. If we want to wait for 2 days in between the 3 emails, I'm going to select 2 days here, save the action, and now repeat the same process for email 2 and email 3. I'm going to search for send email as the action here again. And in the custom values, now I'm going to search for email 2. And now this particular lead will get a specific email that's written just for them based on their website and their LinkedIn profile. And again, you can change these fields to be whatever you want to customize and personalize on. And this whole thing's on automation. And this lead is going to think you spent hours drafting a personalized message just for them. You can literally use this whole system for anything you want, from job hunting to looking for clients to following up with clients. This system is so robust, and I really encourage you to try this out. After I have saved email 2, I'm going to press the plus button again, look for wait, and again, let's say this time I want to wait for 20 hours. I'm going to put 20 here, select hours, and click save, and now I'm ready to send out my 3rd email. I'm going to search for send email again, put in the content from email 3 here, and I'm going to search for the custom field that we just created for email 3. And again, save this action, and once everything is done, save, turn it on to publish, turn this whole automation on to publish, and you are done. Now you have a robust, customizable email automated follow-up system that will send unique emails to every single one of your leads and prospects. I guarantee you, once you implement this whole system, it will make you a lot of money. If you want me or my team to help you out with this, there is also a link to book a call below. Additionally, you can sign up for my free AI and automations course and grab a free trial of GHL. The link is all in the descriptions below. Thank you so much for joining me for today's tutorial. Love you all, and I'll see you next time.